She's probably like, no, I'm that chick. I fucked Rob Lowe.
Rob Lowe fucked me when I was 16. They're just like, lady, I just asked for a margarita. Can you
just do that? Like,
and what's up with our nachos? Well, we're back here on the Skimbo Lounge. Rory, checking in with you here. How's it going?
Oh, I'm so excited. Can't you tell that I'm just bursting over here?
Look at you over there in repose. I can tell why you're riding high. You got a little hitch in your giddy up. I think I know why.
Oh, please tell me. Please tell me why.
I'll tell you why. It's the same reason I'm thrilled. Because I am prepared to declare the week of Seagal an unqualified success.
It was. It was a nice success.
People really loved it.
You know, at first I thought we were doing it to punish them, but joke's on me.
It turns out it brought joy to many.
Yeah,
I've really that
only
was the
heard
plan
good
all
things.
along.
Yeah, everyone learned a little bit about Steven Seagal. I've heard people chime in actually and be like, "Well, some funny things you didn't know about Steven Seagal. You guys didn't mention." I'm like, I knew those things. No, but I didn't. I learned some fun little facts.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't call the fact that apparently he turned two of his assistants into sex slaves fun. So,
no, not
that's
that
your
one.
idea of fun, maybe, Rory, but
No.
not me.
No, not that one.
Sure.
Well, I think the funnest Seagal fact from last week was definitely that the no quarter on the chicken.
The chicken. I listened back to that episode and I was like, that's still the funniest thing I've ever heard. It's just Steven Seagal slaughtering a bunch of chickens.
Leave none alive and just.
What do you want us to do about the chickens, sir? Give them no quarter.
Send them to God.
Just later, it's just like, good work, guys.
I'm putting that in a movie. It's happening.
Do you want to, I was thinking about this. There was an article that we didn't get a chance to read during the week of Seagal.
Oh, great, because I didn't read it then, so...
No, but I was thinking about reading excerpts from it on the show.
Give him a little more Seagal?
But that's what I'm saying. I'm giving it up to you. I didn't talk to you about this beforehand. Should we give him a little Seagal? It's like, okay.
What's the article is the first question I have.
Okay.
We can't just say no. We need more information.
Well, it's like, I guess the reason, my motivations here are...
Don't pretend they're good.
Well, no, because they come from a dishonest place. Because basically what we did to these people was gaslight them and do the equivalent of walking up behind them with a needle full of heroin and sticking them and being like, see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
You'll be back.
Give us more Seagal is what you're saying.
Captain Jack will get you by tonight.
So you're saying we need to wean them off the sweet, sweet Seagal a little bit.
So you get it.
I do.
It's called a step-down dose, and I'm all about it.
Oh, that's great. What wonderful terminology. Like a couple of years of like, yeah, I get it now.
I mean, the writing was on the wall. He was the Lane Staley of podcasting.
The Skimbo Lounge viewership takes a dark turn in a couple of years.
Every week, I'm always like, this is the one. We're going to find our audience.
Yep.
Or they're going to find us. And there won't be any more episodes of this because we're going to get shot.
Yep. Plot twist, the coronavirus does not get better. Bringing you live the Skimbo Lounge. We've just got a hamster on a wheel turning to generate power for us.
I still say we could just put it on tape and mail it out to people.
Tie it to birds like fly. They get shot down, obviously. And then the scavengers listen to it. It's pretty funny. Let's find it.
These guys haven't lost their edge in spite of, this crazy world we're living in.
It just cuts to our heads on spikes.
Just been scalped by cannibals, and they're wearing our hair pieces to celebrate.
Eating our arms.
That's
most likely our legs, actually. That's probably where most of the meat is. We've been running the whole time, obviously.
I have very developed legs and a very developed ass. I don't know if you've noticed lately.
Oh, I have.
I've caught you looking.
Good for you.
Horse haunches, I believe. Yeah, I mean...
Ladies.
Milady. I'm still not over her, by the way. Giannina?
Oh, well, you got
We haven't talked about her in a while.
You were happy that moment that it looked like the guy was walking away. You're like, so you're saying there's a chance? Yeah. And then you found out that they got back together, and it was like that old episode of The Simpsons when Lisa breaks Ralph's heart, and you're like, here's the moment right when his heart breaks.
You choose me?
Yeah, and that's what it was like with you when you saw that episode. Your heart just dropped.
And you know what? I know this is the comedy podcast, but let's peek behind the curtain for a minute, okay?
Yeah.
Someone like me, I fully believe that I could have gotten with her.
Oh.
Because I'm just crazy enough to reach out to a reality celebrity, and I think she's just crazy enough to respond.
And I think you're just crazy enough to climb over her fence and approach her in her backyard pool while she's there with her family. It's just like we're supposed to be together now. Take this chocolate gun.
Rory, it's called access, okay? What you see as breaking and entering, I call access.
Yeah. Listen, it's not illegal if I climb over the fence. If I had used the door, it would have been weird.
It's not weird because we're in love. You just don't know it yet.
You stupid bitch. Just super angry.
You looked so pretty. I liked your picture on all 3 of my burner accounts today.
I see like her living somewhere somewhat like with a backyard that's got some trees in it and stuff. So like you getting to her, like you fell down, you had some flowers, but they got beat to shit on the way. And you got disheveled. You were wearing a white suit because, you thought that,
of course
that would
I
be romantic. And by the time you get there, it's just covered in shit. Little twigs are sticking out of your hair. But I love you. And they put you down. They shoot you. It's very sad.
Who's they?
Her and her boyfriend.
Oh, you think okay, they live in Atlanta, so I don't know what the gun laws are like there, but you think Gina
in Atlanta,
and Damien are...
Georgia? You think the gun laws are tough?
Well, Rob Lowe got to have sex with a 16-year-old and
Georgia.
film it,
Yeah. So there you go.
In Georgia.
And he's working still. Great on Parks and Rec.
Oh, doing a terrific job on 911 Lone Star.
Yeah, but apparently doesn't have a great sense of judgment.
Apparently not.
Who am I to judge except for that I judge him for that? I guess.
Like, well, Rory,
what a
you
hot
ever had
take.
sex with a 16-year-old and taped it?
Not that I know of.
Then you're in a position to judge Rob Lowe, I would say.
Okay, good. He's out there thinking about this, so there's still time.
God damn it.
I'll get you, Skimbo Lounge.
The Skimbo Lounge was my last hope to rehabilitate my image. They just fucked me. They just fucked me good. They fucked me like I was a 16-year-old girl in Georgia and hanging out with me.
Wait. Oh.
Damn it. Fuck.
What if that was the one celebrity that we could get on was Rob Lowe?
I would do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would do it. Even if he had an agenda. He's like, hey, I need you guys to make me look really good. I go, I can't guarantee what I'm going to say or do on this podcast. But I can promise you this. You won't soon be forgotten, Rob.
Yeah. All our tens of listeners are going to hear this.
They'll tell a friend, and that friend will tell a friend, and it'll die off like 6 people into it because that's 6 degrees of separation.
Hey, guys. Just wanted to give some feedback on the latest pod. Not cool that you invited Rob Lowe on. Notice how he accepted. That's how Rob Lowe's doing. It looks poorly on you guys. If Rob Lowe accepts, maybe we should say no.
The thing is, we can't even say he accepts. He reaches out to us. It's like, hey, like what you guys are doing on SoundCloud. I like that your listens hover around 24 in the first week or 2. That's good. That's solid. This is very low stakes for me. So no matter what I say, this can only be good for me and helpful. This is how a movement is built. And Rob Lowe starts a cult through the Skimbo Lounge.
I mean, that's a lot of work for Rob Lowe.
I mean,
Who was it? Is it Jared Leto who built the cult? Is building a cult?
What?
Yeah. Look into it.
What?
Yeah, look into that shit.
You can't just say that and not have it up. God damn it. So now I got to Google
it. It could
this.
be just a joke. It could be, again, like what Joaquin Phoenix did. Could be trying to do some Andy Kaufman level shit.
Listen, Jared
But there's
Leto,
an island where he just brings people and they all hang out with him. And
well,
it's
Jeffrey
a little
Epstein had
cultish.
one of those too. And
well, I'd like to think that's not what's happening here. I hope not. But people are shielded now, man. Let's not get dark. Anyway,
I'm seeing articles that say Jared Leto's cult is basically the new Fire Festival.
hey, there you go.
Whatever the fuck that means. Jared Leto has started a cult on an island, and his followers call him. This was like a year ago too. Mm-hmm. His followers call him Prophet.
There you go.
30 Seconds to Mars. Jared Leto started a cult because, of course, he did. Everything we know about Jared Leto's cult. I guess I gotta.
Oh well, look at that. Rory wasn't spitting bullshit.
No, he was just being a prick about it, which is why I didn't believe him.
What a shock. How off color for me.
Rory, you're going to love this article, okay?
I'm going to love it.
You're going to love it. In the first line, I knew this was for you.
All right.
Okay?
I'm skeptical. I'm skeptical.
No, you're going to love it, and you're going to see why I said that in a minute, okay? Everything we know about Jared Leto's cult starts with a disclaimer by the author, Caitlin Watson. I would like to preface by saying that all cults are not inherently bad.
Okay.
And that's when I was like, I think you've got Rory's attention.
Interesting take.
All
Let's
right.
see what else you say.
I love witchy stuff and group bonding activities as much as the next person, And it's amazing that I haven't accidentally joined one already.
I mean, as long as it's just for fun, as long as you don't actually believe that shit.
But I think she's operating on some like other level of cult. It sounds an awful lot like a paint and sip is what she's looking for. And she's calling it a cult.
Yeah. She's talking about groups of people. That's called friendship.
I don't like that her bona fides are like, I'm stupid enough to almost join a cult without knowing it. So that's who's writing this article.
It's an interesting opinion piece so far.
Yikes. While the average person knows of heavy hitters like Charles Manson and Jim Jones, there are plenty of nonviolent cults that are probably chilling right now.
They're pronounced cliques.
They're called hype houses, and they're full of 19-year-old TikTok stars who dance for $1 million in the Hollywood Hills.
Yeah. Yep.
Is that a cult? Because I'll join the hype house. If we get invited, the Skimbo Lounge will podcast out of the hype house.
I mean, did we have to pay anything?
No, Governor Newsom shut off the fucking power to the house.
Can they use their millions of dollars to bring us out there, please? I guess I probably wouldn't go right now, even though I'm like fairly certain that I had the old Roni.
You wouldn't go live in a mansion with like 42 other influencers who are all like 20?
How much money? How much money do I stand to make? We've got to be.
I don't think you make any money, but you're not spending any money either. You're breaking even by existing. That's what it's called.
I feel like I don't want to go live with all those insufferable douchebags.
Now, that's kind of you're painting with a broad brush here. I'm sure some of those dabbing 19-year-olds they know a lot about Kant.
They're woke and they've seen it all, man.
They've read Marx's Capital 9 times.
They get it.
They sound like your kind of people, Rory, and I think that scares you a little bit.
Great. Just walk in. Can I skateboard in here? Like, sure, bro. I'm home.
Wow, I can't believe that guy's only 32.
He's so wise. Get out of my way, dick.
You start the cult in the hype house. They all just want to be like you.
What do you think my cult name would be?
Your cult
I'm
name?
not going by profit. That's It's too on the nose.
Well, so you're like a reluctant cult leader, I think. The difference between us is I think if you got a cult
get
following...
out of my way? And they're like, get out of my way. Ooh,
Get out of my way.
How insightful. How can we stay out of each other's way?
Interesting.
How deep? I'm just like, no, it's not. I got to move. No.
We should all be moving forward. Yeah, I see that would
Someone
be...
make me a bagel.
That's you leading a cult, for sure. The opposite side of the coin is me leading a cult. And as soon as I realize I'm doing it...
The reluctant cult.
The cult becomes reluctant. They're
It's
like,
the
oh,
cult
God.
of reluctancy. I didn't mean to... making a point. Forget it.
I think if anyone listening can get this to the hype house, let them know. We're available.
These guys don't think much of us. I wonder why.
I think the world of them. You're the one shitting on them.
Right,
They're the future.
Why do you
They're the economy. They're the only reason we aren't fucking owned outright by another country.
They're the economy, huh?
19-year-olds dancing in the Hollywood Hills.
They're doing it, man.
They're the only thing that stands between us and Rob Lowe.
Us and
okay?
annihilation. Rob Lowe's there.
Hey, guys.
I already got way ahead of you. Started a cult.
I brought tacos.
Call myself Mother Shabubu. Another Simpsons reference.
I've ended up here in an effort to understand how Jared Leto's summer camp may have actually become a new Hollywood cult. And it's headed by an image of Jared Leto in a dress carrying around his own severed head at an award show. And just so that you see that I'm not making that up.
There is a picture of Jared Leto carrying his own severed head in this big red looking, what would you call that?
It's a dress.
I guess, yeah.
It's a dress. It's cut like a dress.
Strong shoulders.
Yeah, it's got a very like Victorian England.
It's got like
kinda cut
1980
to it.
shoulder pads kind of feel.
Yeah, and he's got all kinds of like rhinestones on it. Do your thing, Jared Leto. This doesn't help your case, but do your thing.
Whatever you want to do, man.
Okay, then they do a bunch of like, who is Jared Leto? He's fucking, I don't know. Now I'm like, oh, it's short. We'll just do it. It's short. I was like, if this is a big, long, drawn-out thing by the girl who's like, first of all, it should be stated that just because someone's in a cult does not inherently make them a bad person. It just makes them stupid and helpless.
You should have consulted her.
Yes. Ask Kristen Crook how it went being my friend. I talked her out of that horrible Nexus cult. Nexium or whatever it's called.
Nexium.
The little purple pill.
I got what is it? God, what is it called?
It's called Nexium.
Is it called
isn't
Nexium? I don't know if it's called Nexium. I think you're just really trying to commit to that. Now who's talking bullshit?
I'm committed to it for sure.
Great. It's some weird thing. People got branded. It's fucking crazy.
Dude, they did. I looked it up after we talked about it. People got branded. Mm-hmm. I hope people didn't get branded in the Jared Leto thing, because that's like getting an embarrassing Jared Leto tattoo.
You never know. Read on. Keep sidetracking you with fucking cults of Nexium.
Let's see. While we know him recently as the Joker in Suicide Squad, or as the guy who was wearing head-to-toe Gucci and holding a model of his own decapitated head at the 2019 Met Gala, most people knew him as the frontman for 30 Seconds to Mars, a well-known alternative rock band starting in 1998.
Can I stop you for a second? Because I'm always trying to find out what people are wearing at the Met Gallery.
Well, naturally.
Always.
Rory's a little bit of a fashion plate.
If you hadn't known, I was like, no, this is the first time I'm hearing of him, Jared Leto doing crazy. I mean, I knew about the cult thing, so I've got no excuse. I should have looked up if he had ever carried severed heads out at the Met. Go on.
I hope everyone's stretched, because this is where I have to start reaching. Put your conspiracy hats on.
Here?
To see where this first idea comes from, and at the risk of sounding like your intro to sociology professor, we have to understand that most religions begin as a cult or a sect. Even something as hugely followed as Christianity had to start somewhere, and that happened to be a sect of Judaism. You might be familiar with a little guy named Jesus Christ who led Christianity.
Aren't you pandering asshole? What are you?
So glib. Well, we're in agreement with that the real Jesus Christ was not a Caucasian dude from America. Hey, you don't know that.
Could have spent his whole life indoors.
I like to picture Jesus as a vampire wearing camo and a Kid Rock tour t-shirt.
I see a T-Rex, and he's giving me the thumbs up.
Christ is real special to all of us, I guess.
Riding his Ford F-150 over the Grand Canyon. I'm sorry.
Well, apparently to some people, Jared Leto is Jesus, because this woman goes on to say, common rhetoric that Jared Leto strongly resembles a whitewashed depiction of Jesus. He's set to play Andy Warhol in a biopic currently in production. This throws an interesting twist in the cult narrative, because Warhol was another eclectic artist who was thought to walk the thin line between having a cult following and a genuine cult. I think he had drugs.
Yeah.
And people
Andy
kept
Warhol?
coming around for the drugs.
Yeah.
And I think the minute he went, oh, shit, I knew I forgot to pick up something, people were going to leave this alleged cult.
You're there for the pop art movement. You see somebody being really successful in art, and you're an artist, so you try to get close to them, because anything that they are willing to do with you will sell and will help you succeed. So artists flock to Andy Warhol. And what do artists do?
Drugs.
I was gonna say baked pies, but yeah, also drugs. They have to eat food, but yeah, drugs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, they had all those Campbell's soups.
Yes.
Thanks to Andy Warhol and all that hard work he did on making different colored soup cans.
A lot of soups.
A soup terrorist. All right. This article's garbage. Let's see. Let's go to the end. Fast forward to the end.
Here's my actual question, though, for this article, because she's talking about it's like this, you got to think of, he's, he might be a cult. This is a new idea. I don't want to talk outside. When did she publish this article? Because if it was right after some of these other ones, then you're full of shit.
November 1st, 2019.
Okay, so if any of the other ones are before November 19th, 2019.
This says, what are the facts? 30 Seconds to Mars always had a devoted following. They've got a cool group name, a cool hangout spot. What? I don't know about all that.
They've got that chill zone downtown LA on lock.
So what are they
That's where
saying?
you go to chill with the Leto fans.
They got drugs and a place to do them.
Them 30 Seconds to Mars guys, they all hang out at the Dairy Queen. Something in La Brea down
They make the roller skating waitresses super uncomfortable, but they tip well, so it evens out. The main confusion on the status of this passionate group, like many of our favorite horror movies, starts at a summer camp. The weekend event, called Camp Mars in Malibu, was quite outdoorsy despite the $2,000 price tag. From the fan footage and testimonies I dug through on Twitter and Reddit, the credibility of this is falling apart. Everyone is still a diehard fan and had a great time. The truth is rarely sexy, and there is no outrageous expose to be found. This cult seems to be on the opposite end of the spectrum from the famous ones that conclude their stories with murder and mayhem. Think more of an alternative rock-based, luxury, crunchy granola yoga retreat rather than a death cult. and my boner is gone.
Who's thinking of it as a death cult? Where did that come from? No one thinks that he's out there being like, and everyone, get your guns. That's what you paid for with your $2,000. Like, I don't think I ever had the pretense that these people weren't paying money to get close to this person. That's also how cults work, is you pay money to the leader of the cult. I'm not trying, again, if we want to have the argument about all religions starting out as cults, let's go ahead and take Christianity as a wonderful example. And the fact that most people, when they go to a church, there's a donation and they give a donation. So they give money to the church.
It's a tithe.
Yeah, tithing. So cults make money. I've got a feeling that there's a reason that like a lot of, like some of them are doing it for psychological control because they're psychopaths. You got to look at the Mansons for that kind of thing. But there's also people out there who are willing to absolutely, like, look at Scientology. Scientology is absolutely a cult that is about getting money. Like,
and they have tax-exempt status, don't they?
Oh, yeah. They harass the shit. See, the thing that Scientology was really good at was they knew that if they just inundated the government with frivolous lawsuits and tied them up forever, eventually, because of their budget, they would come to them and beg them to stop. And the solution to them stopping was giving them tax-exempt status and leaving them the fuck alone. The Church of Scientology engaged in one of the largest breaches in FBI history. And they stole all of the information the FBI had on them and destroyed it.
That's a baller move, Rory.
It's crazy.
I know we're supposed to hate Scientology, but that's a baller move.
They do crazy shit. I mean, L. Ron Hubbard, when the government started really looking into him, he fled to international waters in a boat full of little boys.
Full of young boys.
Yeah. Sea Org.
Things.
You want a weird thing to look into in Scientology, look into Sea Org, SEAORG. That's like the million-year contract thing that people hear about. That's Sea Org. You paid like $30 a month to go and just be a bitch for Scientology. And a lot of these people would end up on boats. And you're thinking like this is happening now, and I'm sure it is. But we're also talking like this shit happened in like the fucking 70s and 80s.
Yeah.
Like this has been going on for a long fucking time. Scientology is older than most people realize. And you'd fuck up, and they would put you in a cage down in fucking steerage and leave you there, or whatever. What I don't know what you would call like down at the bottom of a ship, like in the hull.
I think steerage is correct. Yeah.
Sure. And they would just leave you there for days, feed you like a dog, and break you.
And they continue to do it to this day, allegedly, in their Scientology centers. But I would just like to point out, I love that they incorporated the nautical theme into the movement itself, like into the cult.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that only happened. They were only on a boat because their pedophile leader was forced into international waters.
Well, there's that whole bullshit about L. Ron Hubbard being this great adventurer and explorer, and he had this whole grow. L. Ron Hubbard was just the most prolific science fiction writer of all time. And I don't mean that in like necessarily a positive way. I mean, he wrote more science fiction than anybody else to date. I believe he's like fucking, it's a record. I don't think anyone else in their life has churned out more shit than L. Ron fucking Hubbard.
I was going to say, prolific doesn't necessarily, it's not a great thing. Like, you could be the most prolific haver of diarrhea.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't think you want to be that. More than anybody else. Congratulations.
You've had more cases of diarrhea on record in your lifetime. Your short, sweet lifetime than any other person living or dead.
One day, Tanner will get there. I'm sorry, Tanner. I'm sorry. What? I don't even know. That just totally derailed everything.
No, that was great. That was a great cleansing moment. Anyways. That was putting an eraser through the chalkboard.
Yeah, there we go. Scientology.
I like it.
If you like scary shit.
I remember what I was gonna originally throw at you about Scientology, though.
Sure, what's that?
I put it to you.
I don't understand why they're so mean to Mr. Hubbard.
Mr. Hubbard.
Oh my God.
I don't know, man. Like I was saying, they've done some questionable shit. I'll give them that.
They've done some
also
outrageous
pulled
shit.
some gangster moves.
Well, it's like,
but this is what I'm saying for 2020 and the kind of year this has been.
Okay.
Is this the year we finally commit to Scientology?
Like,
do you want to become a Scientologist with me?
Listen, when we were in Boston, whenever I've been in a major city, I've always thought about what it would be like to just go, fuck it. Let's go see what the Scientology Center is like and go through and be like, oh, yeah, Rory, you're really depressed. Tell me something I don't know. Yeah, you know, we think we can help you. I don't think so. I don't think holding these cans was fun, and it's great to know that I'm sad. This was kind of a therapy in itself. I'm sure glad I didn't have to pay you anything. Just fucking be the biggest piece of shit. I wanted to so bad, but then I realized like it also is a scary thing to do.
It's designed to keep you there, to essentially detain you.
Well, you'll come with people and they'll try to separate you and they'll try to get you one.
Well, because we talked about going together, but we researched this and we found out pretty quickly they'll
bring
work to get you on your own and break you.
And not only that, but you'll go to a place where there's no windows and you're not really sure where outside is. And they are like leaving, and there's more of them than you.
Yeah.
Like there's always 2 of them at least. And that sounds like super fun.
Be a great basis for a horror movie. It's a self-contained horror movie set in a Scientology center.
They would sue us to death.
We'll just change the name. Call it like...
There's this crazy documentary that I think the BBC did. And you've ever seen documentaries on the BBC? Most people are like, and then in Shropshire, they went up the hill and they found at the top a crag. Oh my goodness, look at this. And look, overhead, we can see as the migration, and like they're really kind of calm, measured people, and they did a report on Scientology, and they followed him the entire time. Anytime he tried to interview someone would come out and be like, yeah, but have you asked this guy what his crimes are? He's a sick and they would just like anything that the dude had done. Like he got arrested for marijuana. This guy over here, he did. He's an alcoholic. Didn't matter what it was. Everywhere that this fucking BBC guy went, Scientology showed up and just shit all over his interview. And at the end of it, he's just like, oh, you need to leave, sir. You need to be going now, sir. And just like super mad. I've never in my life. So Scientology's fucking scary.
Don't you want to be on the giving end of that? Don't you want to join the winning team for once in your fucking life? Yeah. Don't sit here and tell me that if we got followed around by a bunch of people who then said, hey, we got hot cookies and frescas, inside reference, to the Scientology Center, maybe we could all have a little chit-chat about how your life could get back on fucking track. And 6 months later, we're following a documentarian and shouting about how he hit his wife when he pushed her one time. But he might as well have hit her.
My God, they've already gotten to him.
All I'm saying is, don't you for once in your fucking miserable life want to be on the winning team? Because I do, Rory, and I know the listeners do too.
Here's the secret, though. I'm in it when it comes to cults for the money. If I'm going to even begrudgingly go into it, I want cash.
Well, Rory, you're going to have to lose a little money.
Everyone give me $5.
To first get in Scientology. Oh. But that's where the listeners in the Patreon come in.
They're making money.
They're going to fund our adventure through Scientology.
They're going to give me money to go to Boston.
They're going to give us money to, and I would do it for free, but they're going to give us money.
No, we've got to put ourselves up. You know, I'm staying in a nice hotel.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, come on.
Rory, it's coronavirus times, but, you know, there's no reason we can't have a little luxury.
I mean, how much do suites really cost for, like, a night?
Are you guys implying we don't deserve luxury?
Super refreshing. And, I mean, come on. We got to find somewhere to park our car. You ever done that in Boston overnight? That's a garage. That ain't cheap, everyone.
Well, and I'm going to rent a car, too. And you want to project an image of success,
fun.
So I'm going with a Lexus.
And do it the most expensive way. Do it in, like, not like rent a car or something, you know, where like this is an overtime. Like do it some shit like Zip Car or some crap like that, where it's like you have to go and pick it up somewhere and
just
drive
the cruise fees.
Well, the only place that we have a Lexus available is New York City and Manhattan. You can go get one there out of this garage, and we're like, splendid. And then we go and drive it to Boston,
or pay like some production intern to go get it too.
Like, hello, Uber. I just want your driver. Not the car that he is in. Also, we need to pay for him to have a flight back. We
couldn't do the math on how to get him back. We realized the flight would have been easy, but instead we sent 9 Ubers and said, figure out who has to pick up who and drive whose car.
Exactly. Some of them are just frivolous, and
we just waste as much money as possible trying to get into Scientology.
Yep. We get it on Netflix. Like, why did we pay for this?
Jesus. This pandemic better end soon, or we're going to have to fund more of these guys' dog shit reality show ideas.
Who do we get to narrate something like that? Do we narrate it ourselves?
Yeah.
I mean, that's fun. And also, to help us, Morgan Freeman. We just bring him in because we know he's super expensive.
Do you have a good Morgan Freeman?
I'm not even going to try.
You used to be good at it, didn't you?
Yeah, but it's almost like when I just get very deep in my...
Ever since I was a little boy.
Yeah. But we get someone super expensive.
I like the...
and we go and we
conventional pick
Scientology
with Morgan Freeman, but I think also sometimes
we get 3 or 4 too. We don't just stick with the one, because everyone's got that base salary. Oh, here comes Rob Riggle. He's fun, and just hey guys, and just he comes.
I know what Rob Riggle sounds like.
And there's Seth Rogen. We bring him in, and then we bring in Joe Rogan for symmetry.
Joe Rogan's just like, wait, what?
Wow, that's crazy.
Whoa. You ever done DMT?
Oh, and we just leave it in. We record all the stuff when he's walking in, but we don't record the things that we tell him to say.
Yeah.
That's just wasted tape. We're not even
we have the tape rolling when he walks in, and then we
the
shut
chick
it off.
outside, she was so fucking hot, you guys. It's just shots of us like running down the street as like a car follows us, just like crazy. Oh, that sounds like a great movie.
I don't know. All I'm saying is we do have a Patreon, and like
we do.
And I never talk about it because I'm like, we haven't done anything worthy of money, worthy of getting paid
We're
for.
talking about such an expensive endeavor.
I know, and that's what I'm saying is like maybe now's the time.
We get $12. That's enough money for some bullets. Oh boy.
Listen, I would say like whatever amount of money we can get, we'll do something with it. You might not like it.
No, we gotta.
You might inadvertently fund terrorism, but we'll do it.
It might be greater to do a Kickstarter, and we just fund it. Like, we don't have to. You don't even have to give money to it. You just have to tell other people about it, and it's just us being like, "Help us get to Scientology," or to buy a gun. It's just one of the two. How much do we think this is going to cost? I don't know, about $1,200.
You know, if you put that on Reddit, that we would overnight get triple the money we were asking for, or help us join Scientology, or buy a gun.
Yep, and then they would hate fuck us with their words, though.
We spent $3.5 million on a gun. Their documentary is going to be so sick, and it's just a 9-minute tape of us getting up the nerve to shoot each other.
This antique World War II cannon. What did they do with the money? They bought a fucking howitzer. It's just us on some beautiful expanse out in England. All right, fire it. Are you sure? Yes, and I'd say over. Poof, you see it. And we just blow ourselves up. We're having a lovely picnic, I assume. Windy out here.
Yes. Have you tried the brew?
Yep. Fancy cheeses. We spend a little bit of the money on cheese. The howitzer is like almost $3 million, but then we spend a lot getting there, you know.
$500,000 on travel and cheeses.
Yes.
All
just
to just
super extravagant. Baller party.
Spare no expense.
Well, why not? We're about to blow ourselves up with a howitzer in England. I assume that's where you would buy one.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great question. Where would you get a howitzer?
Texas. We're going to Texas. This is antique Gatling cannon, and we just remake the end of The Last Samurai. Click. Are you guys sure? We're just riding at him with swords. This antique Japanese katana that we both bought from the money that you gave to us, $500,000 a piece. Beautiful steel, as we ride on these luxurious Arabian horses that we had imported, only to get shot down by this Gatling cannon, which we will have gunned by, I don't know who you think's expensive. Maybe someone who's pro-NRA, just because like, I'd love to do it. It's your right as Americans, as you charge and try to decapitate me. And he just mows us both down. We have cherry blossoms flown in. This is all happening in Texas, of course.
It's scored, yeah. People talk about keep Austin weird. We got you covered.
And we're just sitting there like, oh, those are perfect. Oh, so this really hurts. And then we die.
Like tears in rain. But I don't die for another 3 minutes. It's just me drowning in my own blood.
This was a terrible idea.
I didn't think this through.
I should have bought more cheeses. I've got some in my pocket. It's just ruins, bullets through it. No! And you cough up a little more blood and die.
This fig jam or blood?
Oh, that's blood.
That's blood, all right.
Tastes like coffee.
You know what? It wasn't bad.
It wasn't terrible. Those are your last words.
It's funny how usually whenever
I'm crushed by the
starts,
horse.
It ends with us somehow dying horribly. I would like for once for it to just go somewhere else.
I mean, I think I'm getting there, but I get crushed by the horse. Wait, what were you saying?
Nothing. Nothing at all. Not a goddamn thing.
I tell you what, where else is it going to go? Us living I crushed my enemy with a bowling pin in my mansion later in life. That's There Will Be Blood.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
I drink your milkshake.
I drink your milkshake. I drink it up. And
I'm finished.
And you're like, can I just have some money? You're acting crazy.
Oh.
And then I kill you with a bowling pin. Damn it, I did it again. One of us still died.
You know what I thought would have been a really great bit?
What?
Was a skit about how the guy from There Will Be Blood can't wipe his own ass. So it's just him sitting on the toilet. He just yelled, I'm finished!
That's it?
So someone can come wipe his ass.
I thought it was going to be him berating a woman or a man for wiping his ass for like 2 minutes. Yes, get in there deep. Yeah, that's right.
If I say I had tacos for lunch, I think you'd agree.
And the person's just like, I don't really care. You pay me really well to wipe your ass. That's why I'm here. This is the Great Depression. They should pay me hundreds of dollars. Oh, there's a little corn. Who had some corn?
Can you imagine talking to your grandpa? It's like, what'd you do to get by in the Great Depression? I wiped an insane person's ass for him. And I know what you're thinking. At an asylum, Grandpa? No, it was much more majestic than that. You see, I was being paid at a Connecticut estate.
That's how I bought this house.
He had a pine toilet, and I stole it and installed it here. And that's the one that gives you splinters every time you go to do a number 2 at Grampy's.
But we don't have plumbing.
Stop eating so much hard candy. You're gumming up my pipes.
And at that point, you're just sitting there like, I wish my parents would stop leaving me at Gampy's house for the weekend when they go on little vacations, because there's nothing, they don't have Wi-Fi there. The house is all basically like a log cabin. And again, you got to go poo in the splintery outhouse. At that point, I'm like, you got to quit leaving me over here with Gampy. He's crazy. I know he built that house from wiping that man's ass, but I don't want to hear the story anymore.
He's just an insane guy, and it's like he asks your parents, well, what does the boy like to do? Well, I don't know. He's very into Super Mario. Interesting. So he does some research on it, and you come over. He's like, I have a surprise for you, Rory. Come out to the backyard. It's just a network of piping, and you go, what the fuck is this? And it's just your grandpa wearing a Bowser costume, and he's like, we're going to play Super Mario. And he just hands you a controller that's not plugged in anything, and it's just 2 Italian guys who are bound and gagged, and your grandpa's chasing them with a gun through the pipes in the backyard.
Say, where's the gun and where's the murder? Because we did it again.
They're not killing him. They just need to be scared enough to run and take the game seriously.
Oh.
And you're loving it.
But how am I controlling them with the controller?
You're pretending.
Oh, well, see, that's
You're
not fun
pretending.
for me. I don't
It's
care
like
at that
giant
point.
chess.
I'm just like, give me the gun, Grandpa.
We knew from a young age, don't give Rory a gun. You know what'll happen. He'll turn it on himself.
The hunt begins.
The most dangerous game. I would like to take this in a completely different direction.
Do it. That was a great segue. Well done. Look at that pivot.
Sometimes, Rory, look, I won't out you what the context of it was. That wouldn't be fair. But I hit you with a pretty smooth transition via text the other day, and you lied to my face and said, that was horrible.
It was terrible.
No, it wasn't.
It was the worst thing in
fucking
the world.
perfect. The problem is I can't say what it was on the air.
It's all a matter of
a bad
opinion.
friend.
Yes, it would.
But you know I'm right.
Make
You
it
know that was
terrible.
really good.
Yeah, it was great. What a great transition. Is that the transition you were making, was to talk about the transition?
I just wanted to let it be known that I'm really good at it, but I don't think you appreciate it very much, so why should I put the effort in? It's like the commercials.
I don't know. Ask the audience. See what they think of the transitions.
What's that? You wanted another week of Seagal? All right.
So where are we going with this?
Jeff wanted us to talk about our picks for the sexiest animal.
Sexiest animal?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's tough. Sexy animals.
You want me to start?
Go ahead.
Jellyfish.
Jelly.
You want to know why?
Ooh.
Looks like big old breast implants floating in the water.
That's where you're going with that.
Yep. You're just borrowing a little friction from an
I
invertebrate.
think you'll be like, dolphins, because I got blowholes. It's like with the jellyfish, you're just going to get stung, though. Are we talking about the sexiest one, though?
I don't know. I think
Sexy to
it'd
watch.
be thrilling to get
yeah.
stung on the penis by a jellyfish, don't you?
No. Do you know how those work? Do you know how the sting from the jellyfish works?
Uh-huh.
It's those little microscopic things that just like rip in, hit your muscle. They splinter in. There's no getting that shit out.
What if you had the best
Hang on my
orgasm
leg!
of your life as a jellyfish stings you in the dorsal vein on the underside of your penis?
I'm never going to try, ever. Don't you at home ever try this. One day you're going to be walking on a beach in Maine, and you're going to see something that looks like a pile of goop, and you're going to think back to this. Don't you do it.
You're going to hear our theme music out of the ether. Yeah.
As you look up to the sky, and then the next thing you're going to see is you waking up in an ambulance.
Woo-woo.
We got to get him there right now. Oh, my God, he's up. And they look like they're going to give you like an injection to keep you asleep, and they do.
Jesus,
It's
this
that
cock
bad.
looks like a Yule log.
Just nice. You just vomit up half of your guts. Remember, you were at the beach that day. You've had a hot dog. It was nice. You got some ice cream, and then you tried to fuck a jellyfish, and you voided the content of your bowels for everyone to see.
Hey, sometimes shit literally happens, Rory. That's all
The
I can say.
EMTs get there, like, we got to see what happened. We got to take his pants down the rest of the way, and everyone gets to see.
The bathing suit was a lost cause.
As they move you poo more.
That happened to a kid on my sister's campus, and I think he made Barstool for it.
We had people who would take too much acid and would run through the halls naked.
Yeah, that's
And
pretty
and
cute
security would have
and
to come.
charming.
And, we had that, but we never had anyone super hard poo themselves. Actually, I'm sure someone has a story of someone pooing themselves. I'm just not cool, and I didn't hang out with people.
It's just I didn't hang out with people who shit their pants, okay?
No, I just got never invited to fun parties where crazy stuff happened. Our
It's like
parties
a-
were like, hey, drink the beer. Okay, you had the beer. Good night, everyone.
Well,
No, they were fun. I'm being negative.
that's a fun idea for a movie. Rashomon in a college dorm. It's just different perspectives of like one giant party that's happening in it. Like it's the tower from Dread.
Oh, that's fun.
This is Mama's house.
We do Crash, but on a college campus. It ends with someone getting shot to death, but the other person had blanks.
You did it again. It ended in death again.
No, I said they were blanks.
You said shot to death.
Yeah, but they were blanks, so they didn't get shot to death.
Oh, is that what happens at the end of that movie?
Have you ever seen Crash?
I've seen Crash, but I remember being like, this is fucking garbage.
It was
It was horrible. I can't believe it won Best Picture. That's neither here nor
but it's
there.
one of those things where it's a bunch of characters that you learn about characters and how their lives intertwine. We do that, but we do it the right way on a college campus. One Saturday night, and Linklater sues us.
Actually, he might produce it. But you know what all of this is? This is deflection because you refuse to answer what animal you would have sex with. What's the sexiest animal?
I mean, foxes are pretty sexy.
Show your work.
Well, it depends. I mean, when I see the ones on YouTube now that they're so like, oh, he's so cute, like, I'm like, that's not very sexy.
Rory's
That's
like,
adorable.
oh, I hope this doesn't awaken something in
That's
me.
absolutely adorable. But I don't know.
Well, what's sexy about a fox to you? You got to let us know.
Oh, I don't know. The fur, I guess. They're like the majestic, living in the... When you got like that beautiful mane. Oh, what a majestic creature.
I would argue that it is
Running at
way,
night
way, way
through the
worse
field.
to think about you rubbing a fox on your dick.
I'm not going to fuck the animal. Are you kidding?
Well, in the hypothetical, you are.
I think, it's, oh, what a beautiful horse. But I'm not going to fuck the horse. What is wrong with you?
Now, hang on, Rory.
See, you're trying to fuck jellyfish, and it makes me worried. I'm not bringing you to the beach ever.
Why? Rory, I put actual thought into this about how they don't look like... It's not like when you...
Put actual thought about how you're going to get stung to death.
If you were fucking a dog in the ass and it just
I'm
looked...
not going to fuck a dog in the ass.
Well, don't. That's what I'm saying because it can look back at you during it and just
so you
give
just
that,
wanted
like...
to pick an animal that didn't have a face so you could fuck it.
Exactly. Guilt-free.
Ooh, barracuda. Dun, 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 dun.
Plus, they just wash up on the shore. It's like,
It's a
hello.
win-win.
You get what I'm saying?
You'd have fucked a tree in your backyard if it had a hole in it, you piece of shit.
Can you imagine seeing a horse's vinegar strokes?
No. Actually, I do remember when I was on the lacrosse team. We were on our way somewhere, and somebody had one of those videos of a chick getting fucked by like an animal.
Oh, no.
I think it was a donkey, but it might as well have been a horse.
Oh, no.
You see about 3 seconds, and they're like, I don't need to see any more of that. They were not lying. Back to my seat.
Well,
We got a game to play, everybody. You're just haunted.
heads in the game, and you're all just thinking about a woman getting tagged by a horse.
I always when that kind of stuff happens, I just sit there and I go, what are they doing right now? That's always what I think about. Hey, look at those two people shimmy that poop between their mouths. I wonder what they're up to today.
Well, one of them's the head docent at the Guggenheim, so good for her. I got to tell you,
Mr.
candid moment.
Senator, the meeting is ready.
A little Senator Girl Cup. We didn't bother to learn your actual name because all I can see is you eating shit like it's peanut butter ice cream.
Today I speak to you and I speak to everyone watching the UN. It's just this dude who stuck a glass jar up his ass.
Dude, that was the most haunting one for me.
There's a lot of haunting shit on the internet.
I mean, Mr. Hands got fucked to death by a horse, and that was like hard to learn. You were like, wow, R.I.P. The great ones always go too
Seeing
young.
a dude get executed by a chainsaw is pretty fucked up.
That's bad too.
Don't look for these people. Please don't. You have a morbid curiosity if you do. These are the kind of videos where I was looking for other things, and people are like, hey, here's a fun video of a cat, lol, and it's just some dude. You Jesus. Son of a bitch.
It's when you realize you have a conscience. Like I accidentally stumbled onto a video of
I just stay on Reddit now.
a Russian guy getting stabbed to death with a screwdriver, and I was like, you know what?
Enough internet for me
I
today.
don't even want to be able to say that I saw this on a podcast when I'm 30 years old.
Yep, too
This
late.
is awful.
There's some.
Yeah.
The internet's a wonderful place. It's like, hey, the people who invented this, like, we can use this for communication and bettering ourselves. And now people are like, lol, cat.
Hey, we're using that funny video of that cat that fucked that frog to death.
Check out this video of this dude throwing a piece of cheese at his cat's face. Thwack.
That is my favorite thing. I haven't
Very
done it to
funny.
my cat yet, but it's coming.
Oh, it's so adorable. Well, the cat doesn't know what to do. What is that? What is it on his face? Oh, boy.
And they just inevitably start eating it. It's adorable. Yeah, I mean, Can I put forth a runner-up animal that I think is the sexiest?
What else? I'm trying to think of the next animal that doesn't have a face. You're gonna try to say like you want to fuck a pile of ants? Is that spiders? You creepy bastard.
No, I'm trying to go for a more balanced cabinet here.
You know, elephants have that long nose. I bet they wouldn't even notice, man. Pervert. Go on. What's your runner-up?
Being crushed to death by an elephant would be erotic. However, I choose baboons.
Baboons.
They got those big red raw asses that are just hanging out.
Just waiting to be slapped. Huh?
I mean, yeah, it's kind of like an invitation to be like, hey, do something stupid you heard on a podcast.
You want to have some fun with this little paddle I got here, baboon? And it rips your face off.
You want to pal around with this mandrill? Just bites your dick off.
It turns out we were not on the same page. Someone put me under, please.
I should have spoken to some kind of wildlife expert or something, just so they could hold it down. I don't know.
Maybe it could have been sedated. I don't know. I had an inordinately large amount of money to make this happen at the San Diego Zoo.
Thanks, Patreon.
Oh, man.
See, that was one that didn't end in death. It was happy because it ended with me dickless because a
don't know.
baboon bit it off.
You don't know that you didn't die from blood loss.
Can
You
you
don't know
just
that.
let me have the one where I live to tell the
It
tale?
ended in a violent maiming at the least.
Yeah, Barbara Walters is like, so you pee through a hole in your groin. What is that like?
What were you thinking about when you decided to jump into the cage?
I was thinking how bad I wanted to fuck that monkey because its ass looked like a lady ass.
Great.
And ladies, I am single. I just don't have a functioning penis. I do have 2 fake testicles like they put in a dog after they get neutered, though. So, welcome all comers.
The thing they set me up with is pretty good.
Trump 2020.
Just threw that in there at the end, did you?
Might as well.
Yeah, just taking the digs.
Might as well. At myself.
Oh, that's fair.
A dickless guy. That's what you'd have to be a Trump guy. A dickless
See, that's
guy.
what I'm saying. You're taking digs at Trump people, too.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. Good or bad?
How long have we been going?
55 minutes. Oh, I forgot to hit record. No, I'm just
Holy
kidding.
shit, can you imagine, dude? For a minute, I believed you.
I know. I just wanted to see what you looked like. And it was like, here's the moment. His heart broke.
Comes full circle because I experienced that in stereo just now.
Did you have any other weird? We got a couple of minutes. If you got any other crazy things, anybody reach out to us? Anything weird they wanted us to talk about?
I mean, this is just a random throwaway thought that I had last night while I was staring at myself in the bathroom mirror.
Mm-hmm.
I know I'm not the first person to have this thought, but how fucking hilarious is it that there's a verse in Rapper's Delight that's dedicated to how the dude's mom's food sucks? Like how her cooking is terrible.
That's specifically what you want to talk about?
Yeah, I don't know why it hit me. I was just like, that's great. That's like the prototype for the rap song. It's just like, the chicken tastes like wood.
Yeah.
I also realized that Sugar Hill Gang is probably my rapping aesthetic if I were to become a rapper.
Would be the Sugar Hill Gang?
Definitely. I don't know. It's something to workshop.
2.5 out of 10.
I mean, here's the thing. You can just do that, or you can give me constructive criticism on how to make the bit better. You could be part of something that succeeds, or you can laugh at something that failed. Who do you want to be, Rory? Part of the solution or part of the problem? Are you a winner or a fuck-up?
Well, if that was you being a winner, then I guess I'm a fuck-up.
And you see how I've put this back on you now, and I say face.
Yeah, that's what you think, sure.
Dancing on the head of the pin. Always. Always.
Yeah, well done. You stayed up there.
Dug my way out of it.
That's what we'll
Tell me I'm good.
That's what we'll say.
Please.
Everyone will remember that way.
Do you know what Kamala Harris said? Someone asked her who's the greatest living rapper, and she said Tupac.
Ouch. That's not a great look.
I mean, and then she immediately was
you
like,
don't have to really know a ton about rap to know Tupac's long dead.
Well, she immediately was like, oh, I mean, I know he's not alive technically, but it's like you can't name anyone who's alive.
Yeah, no one asked you who your favorite rapper was. They asked you who you think your favorite living rapper was.
I also think I don't know who asked her that. Because let me tell you something. If this was a white interviewer lady who was like, Kamala Harris, Kamala Combs, who's your favorite living rapper?
You think someone was trying to like throw up a fucking personal kind of, I'm going to hit this out of the park, and she just fucked it up?
I think what I was more thinking is in some communities it's called a microaggression. Like just imagine that. Imagine some morning host.
I mean, that definitely fucking is.
But that's the thing is I don't know who asked the question, so I'm really inventing a scandal where there is none.
Yes, you are, you piece of shit.
So the
you got
Biden
me all
campaign
riled up.
should give me a job.
I didn't even think about it that way until you said it, and then I was mad. Isn't it funny how that works?
Well, a rumor starts when you try real hard and you say something just ain't true. And you get your friends to spread it on the internet, Facebook and Instagram too.
Okay, see? I'll give you like a 7 for that one.
Thank you.
Much better.
Saved it. Pulled it out of the fire.
Look at the improvement. Right there. See? Good. Now I'm a little bit more on board.
Now we're firing on all
I'm not
cylinders.
giving you seed money, but I'm interested. I'm giving you a meeting.
Encouragement and your support, tacit though it may be, is all I need.
There you go. We're going to put this band behind you, kid. We're going to see what you got.
This kid, Joe Biden's like, this kid's a rocket ship to the top. He's not a kid. He's 30 years old and in failing health and mentally ill.
Reminds me of this kid I knew back in the day. We called him Little Pete. And you're like, no,
get him out of here.
Yeah. Someone cut him off. Someone shut off his microphone. All right. That's about an hour.
I think so.
Yeah,
I think we've fulfilled our obligation for the week.
I think so.
We can get our hours signed off on by Sturdy Wings now.
They've got a stamp now. They just, pat!
Sick.
That was just a loud thing. If anyone was asleep, they fell asleep. That woke them up.
Oh, my stomping fetish got satisfied too.
I'd like to think maybe I damaged some headphones. Not their ears, hopefully. I hope everyone's okay, but I don't know how loud that was. It just looks like a big bar on the...
Bang.
Yeah.
I'll know when I edit it. I'll make it louder in the editing.
Great.
And I'll add some goblin screams over it.
Yeah, great.
Because you can trust me to take care of our audience. I always do.
Oh, boy.
We definitely didn't just hate fuck them with a whole week of Seagal.
They loved it. They loved it.
Some people loved it. Some people I could tell were like, enough with the goddamn posts of Steven Seagal eating the fucking carrot.
It looked like a tasty carrot. That's why it took all week.
So now, just to be an asshole, put one up on Saturday.
You got tired of it? Well, here's one more.
Like, think about that. Every single day, they're like, I wonder what's going on Instagram. God damn it. I'm not going to listen to this fucking podcast. I wish you would stop this.
Stop it. I'm just trying to get news from Instagram on a keto, and I keep seeing Steven Seagal eat a carrot with these other fun backgrounds.
They do this every fucking day now? Jesus Christ.
Then we need to go in and keep putting a keto.
I also tag Steven Seagal in all of them, so someday, hopefully, he'll log into it and be like, oh, that hurts my feelings.
Have himself a little cry. He just shows up. Oh my God, Steven Seagal. Pat! And he just shoots you. Oh. Wipes his gun, gets away, right back to Russia.
Or Serbia, depending on which way.
Whichever house he decides to go to.
I'll be at my Serbian residence, boys. If you're man enough, meet me there for a pasta eating competition. Spoiler alert, I've already won. He's more noodle than man. Well, all right. Let's be done with this, Rory.
Fine.
You got anything you want to plug?
No.
Okay. Well, I'm going to be at Magoobies in Baltimore this weekend, and
God damn you!
I will be selling my new T-shirts. I won't tell you guys what the design is going to be, but this is for shoot. This isn't just a bit. I'm going to design a super cool design that you guys are definitely going to want, and I'm going to put it on a T-shirt, and we'll start taking orders for it. I'm calling the shot right now.
Okay.
Okay.
That actually sounds kind of fun. It's going to be a tasteful nude, is my guess.
It's going to be Rory's Gooch.
It's going to be the one, that really uncomfortable one you did of us as the, what's the painting?
Creation of Adam.
Creation of Adam, thank you. It's going to be that.
We should 100%, yeah. We'll monetize that one as well. Don't you worry.
Please don't.
Thanks, Michelangelo. Because your doodle's out, I'll put a fig leaf over it.
I'm saying I'm taking a trip to Chicago, and I just see that one day and went, oh my God, what?
Everyone's going to want to fuck you when they see
I found
your
this
little...
fucked up T-shirt on Redbubble. No!
They can't keep these in thrift stores anymore.
Kind of looks like you, piece of shit. And then they beat me up for putting ketchup on a hot dog.
It almost happened to me.
Yep.
Poor Tillos. But you don't get no free advertising. Not here on the Skimbo Lounge. So for another week, Rory says thank you with his eyes. I say thank you. And good night. Go fuck yourself. Goodbye.